Want to know the latest and hottest music hitting the airwaves? Don't be left out. Listen to the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast. Jordan and Keith keeps you on the loop with everything you need to know.
Jordan and Keith.
From pop, rock, hip-hop, and the top 40. And we'll throw in news of your favorite artists, concert and tour dates, and so much more. Listen no further, because this is the gold standard in music podcast.
Using their inability to see to appreciate music to further degrees, it is the Golden State Media Concepts Music Podcast with
Mariano, Jordan, and Keith.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that felt good, right? How'd you guys like that one?
Yeah, that was good.
Is that was it? We're on here.
Okay.
Going live.
Oh, thanks for telling us.
Yeah. You know me, I do my
This
best.
guy. Yeah.
So, all right, we've had a
Yes.
good week, right?
Music review podcast. Yes, we've had a great week. Happy Friday once again, people. Yes.
Yeah, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, now that I'm awake.
Feels good.
I'm
Mario,
glad you're
how are you
awake.
feeling?
All right.
You look like you were about to pass out like 5 minutes ago. That 5-hour energy helped?
Yeah.
Then I guess the show was literally brought to you by 5-hour energy.
I know.
No, it wasn't. They're not paying us, so no.
They brought us Mariano back from the dead grave. I think that counts for something.
No. So it's all good, though. So today's music reviews are what, Mariano?
Ariana Grande's Dangerous Woman, as well as Michael
Kiwanuka.
All right, for now on, Keith is saying that last name.
Love and Hate.
Love and Hate.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wasn't here for you guys last week because I was doing Outside Lands, and I got to see a lot of bands that we got to review.
You were rocking in the free world.
Rocking in the free world.
Outside Lands in San Francisco?
Yes.
In San Francisco, yeah. I got to see Sean Lennon and Mr. Les Claypool do their thing together
Nice.
again.
The Claypool Lennon Delirium.
You guys may have heard of them, yes, I guess. Yeah, so.
I have an awesome story for you guys about Outside Lands, but for a different time.
Oh, God, I'm so curious. Is it? Okay, all right. Well, oh, man, all right. I'm going to let it go. I'm so curious, though.
So you had a good time?
I had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
All right, cool.
I was blown away by the musicians that I thought I was going to like more because, like, we reviewed something here, and I thought, oh, this is going to be the one to see. Mm-hmm. And then I saw something that I was unsure of, and I turned out I loved it more than the other. So,
well, and that's the beauty
that
of a
live
festival
setting.
Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always the best when you can discover new talent at those type of shows, especially on the smaller stages.
Definitely.
That's where a lot of the more interesting stuff is. The main stage will have maybe 2 or 3 people that you like, but the smaller stages usually have things that are much more interesting a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the lineup and who they choose.
And it's crazy because, a lot of those things come together, so you have to, you have to make a lot of bad decisions, like, should I see this guy or should I see her,
Right. And Outside Lands Festival, I believe, only appears in San Francisco.
Yep.
So that's a San Francisco, California exclusive thing. So, and I'm pretty sure there are people from probably all over the world who came to it as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This was actually my first time Outside Lands.
You went for all, and you paid for all 3 days?
I got for all 3 days, yeah.
Okay,
And I saw Voodoo Fest was my go-to, music festival
Louisiana?
in New Orleans, yeah,
Okay.
during Halloween. So it was cool to see a different setting here.
Cool.
In Voodoo Fest, you see a lot of musicians wearing costumes while they're doing it.
So when you all right. So when you watch this, though, it was people from all over the world. I mean, all different cultures you saw walking around doing their thing.
I feel like I saw, and you have different interactions at these different festivals. It really depends on who you run into.
Uh-huh.
But I felt like I saw more people from around the world with Voodoo Fest the times I've went. I ended up meeting more Australians, more Europeans. But this one, you still had a big share of people that. You'll hear like a British accent every once in a while. So it's neat.
But it's cool though. So right on.
Yeah.
Right on. So we're glad that you got a chance to get some good live shows. So,
yeah, thank you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll work on that. But so our 2 selections of music today, very different. So Ariana Grande, famous pop singer, her new record, Dangerous Woman. Is she? That's the
a lot of talent with her. I mean, and I guess we're going to go
vocalist,
into that.
Great
But
vocalist.
Yeah,
she's up there like with Christina. She can blow just like Christina. She can sing.
And my future wife.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Do you want to marry Ariana Grande?
Dude, that's what that means.
I
know.
Yes, I want to marry Ariana Grande.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So
Okay.
did this album kind of make you want to go like, wow, now I really want to marry Ariana Grande?
This is my favorite album of hers so far, but I already really wanted to marry Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I respect that. Yeah.
So, all right. So, would you describe this album as a? I'm asking both of you, Mariano, Jordan, as an urban pop record. I mean, a pop record. What is this record?
It's
she could do a straight up R&B
Her
record if
range,
she wanted
I
to.
think, scares me. I don't even know if she's fully human because of just her ability to
Right?
sound like anything.
All right.
I think she's a pod person,
a midnight special person.
Oh,
a shapeshifter.
This one had a little more of like a gritty kind of sound.
Really? You think so?
I think so.
Okay. I definitely felt like it was definitely meant to be like a pop record.
Yeah, definitely a pop record, but just a little more like kind of soul.
Oh yeah, there was definitely soul to it. There's some urban to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the album, but I still felt like she was kind of holding back. If that makes any sense.
I don't know. Again, I think you check out some of the acapella stuff. And
Okay.
it sounds really good. I think the features were good.
I think. Oh, I'm sorry. No, the features were like excellent. That
With
was
Nicki
on par.
Minaj and Lil
Yeah.
Wayne, you know, guys like
Future.
that in the future. You
I
like all
think that if you don't like some of the people that are featured, you might like them in these songs because
That's a
and
pretty strong
it's a testament to how well I think Ariana Grande collaborates. She collaborates so well, and she meshes well with anybody that I've seen her play with.
She does. I think her song with Lil Wayne got nominated for like best collaboration.
Let Me Love You.
Yeah,
it's a good song.
like an MTV award.
Okay, I like the Side to Side with Nicki Minaj. I like that a lot. I like Into You. I think that's a good song.
Into You is great. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I really liked. There was that song that she did, and this guy's voice just matched so perfectly with the sound of the song. It was like a little more raspy.
All right, because she's got Every Day with Future, Bad Decisions, Knew Better, Forever Boy.
And Leave Me Lonely.
Oh, okay, with Macy Gray.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's Macy Gray. Yeah, all right, okay, so you like that one? Yeah, I love the cover art with the whole Playboy bunny kind of thing on her face. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, a rabbit.
It's talent, Keith. And she's got it written across her face. That's how great Ariana Grande is.
Yeah.
I think I can kind of understand where you're coming from when you say that you kind of like expected a bit more. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
And I understand that. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you're anything like me, why you would say that is because we've seen her like go above and beyond in everything, and you feel like there's still some potential that is left untapped with her.
Look, I mean, so let me put it to you this way. You know, Adele is making a lot of, she's getting a lot of attention, and a lot of it is deserved. She's a talent, but when it comes
true
to,
gem.
Yeah, but when it comes to this singing thing, and if we're talking about pop singers right now, and urban pop singers, yeah, Christina Aguilera, hands down.
Oh well, yeah.
And Ariana Grande.
Okay, yeah. So,
down.
do you think that she would be on the Mount Rushmore of pop right now?
Well, I think she has the potential to be there.
Yeah, I think
because this girl can sing.
I think
she can sing, and
when
I
it's
say
all
can
said
sing
and
like
done,
Christina, that's a compliment because people don't give Christina Aguilera her props.
Well, did you
That
guys see
girl
the
can
SNL
sing.
thing?
they don't.
Not the way I think they should. Because everyone loves Britney, and Britney's great at what she does.
Yeah, but everybody knows Christina Aguilera can sing.
I think there's Christina Aguilera. No one's gonna. It's hands down. Like,
Yeah, but I still feel like she should get more props than what she does. It's like they know it, but they seem like they're kind of desensitized by it.
I think it's like
Like they take it for granted. Like,
I think it's like
she can sing.
like the Michael Jordan effect, where they know they just don't remember until you play some stuff, and they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I feel like Ariana, I feel like this is a good album. She made a nice urban pop record, but I felt the same way about Fantasia's record last week too. That, okay, they're crafting a pop record and this is good, but I know they're better than even this.
I remember you saying that, and it's funny that you bring that up right now because I had Fantasia's album in mind just now when I was saying this album of Ariana Grande's is like her last album mixed with a little Fantasia. That's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you think this is your favorite album?
It's
of hers
my
so
favorite
far?
album of hers so far, and
Really?
That speaks so much because you already wanted to marry her coming out of the gate.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
and I like her. I liked her music before. It was a little like too poppy for me before. Mm-hmm. This one's a little more grounded. I think that direction that she's heading in, I have a feeling that the next album will be more like this, but now that she's kind of found a sound that works and features that work, as far as like a formula, I think now she'll kind of expand out vocally.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can see that too. I can see her laying the foundation for that, the groundwork, because this is a good album. It's worth having. Yeah. She's dangerous. She proves she's dangerous.
I bet live she'll kill it too.
Did you guys see
the album's probably better live? Keeping it real.
That's what I'm saying.
It's probably even better live.
But I'm talking in terms of I bet she'll sing
Yeah.
I agree with you guys completely. When I was listening to it, one of the first things that came to mind is I would really love to see this live. And I just came back from Outside Lands, so coming from a music festival, seeing a lot of live performances, you kind of get in that mindset of I wonder how that's going to sound when you perform it out.
Right.
Instantly, Ariana Grande, though, I just thought, oh man, I would love to buy a ticket to this. I'd gladly see it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna spend some more time on this album. I do like the album. It's a good record.
Oh, me too.
She made a good album. She did. But I still feel but out of all the female vocalists we listened to this year, I still feel like Beyonce's record and Meghan Trainor's record were the best pop albums I've heard, or urban pop records. But I do, like I said, this is a good album, though. It is.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to go to a commercial break.
Okay.
I wish we didn't, because I'd love to keep talking about this.
Yeah,
album.
not a problem. Yeah.
I mean, when we come back, though, we are going to talk about Love and Hate, so you guys stick around.
Kiwanuka. Yeah.
Definitely worth listening to.
Yes.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's gsmcpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
And we are back, guys. Hey.
What's going on? Yep. So,
Ariana Grande, loved
woman.
it. Unanimous.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Yeah, it's unanimous. Yeah. I give it a 7.5.
7.5.
I give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm the bed in between.
So I'm the Jordan on this one. Huh?
I'm the just right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
we do recommend the album, though. Yeah,
we recommend it, and we'll get more in depth in that whenever come our next wrap up. But for right now, we're going to talk about Mr. Michael Kiwanuka.
Yes.
Nice.
Love and Hate.
First try. Love and Hate. Yeah.
When his first album came out, Home Again, he was considered traditionally a folk artist, but now it's kind of confusing. Now they're calling him a British soul music artist. His album this week went to #1 in the UK.
Wow. No surprises there.
He beat Adele out. Yeah, she's #2 to his #1 now. So that's a big deal, big accomplishment.
Adele is huge, and I remember when that latest album of hers came out.
25.
Yeah, 25. It shattered the record for for the debut week, which before that belonged to NSYNC's No Strings Attached. So when the albums come out, the first 7 days of sale, it shattered that. And NSYNC's, came out a long time ago, so that's, that must be a hard record to beat.
Right.
And I can see why, because the sound of it was so good, but this one, the sound of it is so good, for Michael Kiwanuka, that I'm not surprised that they beat out Adele.
Yeah, I'm not either. It's a great album. It's a delightful surprise.
And especially in the UK, people love their Adele.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and they're both British, though. He's British, too. So
you don't mess with your tea, and you don't mess with your Adele when you're in the UK.
Apparently, Okay.
You're two big things.
Yeah, but Michael's album, great record. It picks up where Home Again left off, but it goes in different places. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine prior to this podcast, like yesterday, actually, and we were talking about this record. And this artist may actually be creating his own genre of music with this record, with the way his voice is so distinct. There's still folk elements in this record, but there's gospel elements, there's R&B elements, there's rock elements, and they're all fused together or blended together perfectly.
Yeah, much like the features in Ariana Grande's Dangerous Woman, this just meshes well together.
Or just the features on Ariana Grande. It has like a very like haunting sound in a good way.
Yes.
You know?
It's produced by 3 different people, Danger Mouse, Inflow, and Paul Butler. So
Danger Mouse did this.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that. I can see it.
Yeah. So, I mean, and this album is just, it's just a great record. When I hear the influences I hear listening to it, or even on the way here to the studio, I thought of Richie Havens, who's one of my favorite folk artists. Rest in peace. For those of you who don't know, Richie Havens was the opening act at Woodstock. That was one of his claims to fame. I hear a little bit of Marvin Gaye, actually, on this record, too. Like with the drums on some of the songs. So and then, my favorite track is definitely Black Man in a White World. And that's like a gospel blues song when you listen to it. It's just, he takes you to church on that. But this whole album is just great. Even the opening track, Cold Little Heart.
The opening track was strong.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and he just sets the whole tone with that song for the record. And and even though it's produced by 3 different people, it doesn't really feel that way to me.
It does, but not in a negative way. Like it's got so many different sounds, but it's one of those where like it branches out, but it's not all over the place.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, that's the thing. Whenever you do something where you kind of tackle a multi-genre album,
right,
or the kind of mixing in. It's very easy to make it sound like a mess. It is very easy to kind of like go, a little overboard in one direction and throw off the whole balance of things.
Exactly. And it kind of rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Because this has one of those like really haunting, almost, you guys know, my favorite band, and this has almost like a...
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yep. This has, to me, almost like a Chili Pepper kind of element in terms of some of their like melodies and some of their chords. It just sticks with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's happening here, definitely.
And this has kind of one of those elements to it. So I can see where people with other albums could be like, in terms of different producers, where you listen to a few songs and it has that kind of aspect to it. Mm-hmm. And so you get into that like almost like reminiscent, really calm kind of mode. And then it switches up on you and you're like, wait. And then that kind of rubs you the wrong way. This one doesn't do that. You get different sounds, but you still, it's like beautifully haunting, folky, all at the same time, while mixing in different like tempos and different themes and different things, and it fits together so beautifully.
It's kind of like a quilt that was really well made.
It really is. But let me just say this, like off the bat, this one, like the bar keeps raising, but this one is probably the best album I've heard. This one even tops Stephen Marley's.
Wow,
really?
That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great record. I mean, and
this is one of the best. I can agree with that.
Well, my thing about it was, I think you guys can appreciate. I think Keith can appreciate this because I didn't think people had bigger music albums or musical, kind of stores than I did. But Keith has like a bat cave of music. Now,
thanks.
Stephen Marley's album was so good because of all the features. It was just put together so well. It had some great sounds and it had some great, This one though. When I listened to this, I remember thinking last night, it almost just kind of reminded me, like the Chili Peppers are my favorite, and they're the only people who have withstood the test of time for me that I can listen to over and over and never get bored for years.
Right on.
The reason why, though, is because, like, all technical beauty aside, this is just music. Like, it just makes you feel.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
You know what I mean?
It
And
does.
that to me...
Totally agree.
That to me was like, what? Wow. Like, I love, hip-hop because the technicality can be beautiful and these guys can be so creative and so energetic. But this just takes me there. And that was the point of music. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I remember
He's a great
now.
Storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you said, and a great adjective, haunting. His voice is haunting and
I was
pleasant
thinking,
at
like,
the same time.
that is perfect.
Yeah. It's because no one has that voice.
Exactly.
No one sounds like him, and it's just amazing. And yeah, I mean, you can definitely hear soul and R&B in this record too. It's just hard to describe what this record is, though.
You know what? What I would call this record is just.
Besides good, and great. Huh?
Yeah, I would not even good, just great. I would call this album almost like a life soul folky. Like, don't you listen to this and just kind of the melodies of his voice and the guitars and different things? Don't you want to just kind of like move in conjunction to the sounds somehow?
Yeah.
And like that, like I found myself just wanting to, I don't know, like I was creating stories in my head while listening. Like this is just one of those albums that's just, wow, you know?
Yeah,
I was blown away.
Yeah.
I really was. I was
good. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys
and I
liked
didn't
it.
expect this. I mean, I didn't come in it expecting something bad necessarily, but I didn't expect to be just moved.
And your first,
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah, and your first, and your first reaction when you heard him sing was what, Jordan? When you
Honestly,
heard the first track, or
I was surprised. Not
because you didn't know what to
first,
think.
I wasn't surprised when I first heard his voice. I was surprised probably like by the time we hit to the chorus. It was a snowball effect of me slowly going, wow, okay, wow. And whenever he nailed the chorus, and I can name like a specific song, but this is pretty much every song I've had.
Yeah.
I went like, oh my God, you did everything perfectly. Like you did a nice dive, you stick the landing. Like this is all tens in like an Olympic scoring. You know, you did everything so well, and you did things well that no one like things people haven't done before. You've put the right amount in this genre and mixed it with the right amount of this genre. And that's not something like we learn from watching someone else.
Exactly.
That's just having it in your heart to be able to make something so beautiful.
Right. And when you're able to do that, I mean, that's how you are able to create a whole new genre a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know, and he might be on the verge of doing that. We'll see. And this album was very bittersweet. I mean, it had a strong blues feel, you know.
It did, and
surrounding everything, you know, like, huh?
I'm a big lover whenever something has like a bluesy kind of feeling to it, and with blues, you know, you don't have to make just a blues album. You can add like a bluesy kind of feel to just anything. It's like it's a complementary at this point in time in our music.
It's like a bittersweet record. It's like it's a great record, and it's kind of sad and melancholy, but great at the same time.
It is. I think that
if that makes any sense.
That the blues gives it like the good feels, and it gives it kind of that piercing effect, you know, that people can relate to.
Yeah.
But the folky, like the really great, like kind of rhythmic aspect of it is what makes it accessible at the same time.
Yeah.
I agree. So,
what was your favorite songs, guys?
My favorite songs, one of them was the last one, The Final Frame.
Yeah.
Rule the World, I'll Never Love was pretty good. Almost all of them.
I listened to One More Night. Like I listened to that one. I think probably 3 times before I listened to any other song on this album.
That's cool.
Like it was a lot of fun. I liked Place I Belong To. That was also a lot of fun.
I had that great conundrum of like there are songs that I wanted to listen to twice because I like them that much, but I didn't because I want to hear what the rest of it is because they were all good so far. So I was like, all right.
That's the thing. This album really made me forget that on top of wanting to listen to this album, that there's this obligation that we have to review it, we have to make it. Like, I didn't really care. I just took my time with it. You know, I didn't feel okay, I've got to listen to this album to get out of the way. Yeah. I just experienced it for what it was, and if I missed something, I'd go back to it later. But I ended up listening to all the songs several times. It was. And I'm gonna continue throughout the show. If I don't review next week, that's because I just didn't have time to listening to Love and Hate again.
Okay, well, if you have a break, I can tell you what my favorite ones are after the break.
Yeah, we'll take a break, and then we'll finish up with that and our wrap-up also with Ariana Grande. So, guys, hang in there. We're doing our best.
As always.
Yeah, see you guys soon.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hey everybody, we are back, right?
Yes, and now it's time for you. So my favorite songs off the Michael Kiwanuka record, Love and Hate, would be Cold Little Heart, Black Man in a White World, Fallen, Place I Belong.
I'm listening to like the songs.
Love and Hate. Yeah, I mean, but the whole album is just
like you're basically named half the album, and I agree with you. All of those songs really stood out, but the whole album itself really.
I give this album a 10. I don't have any songs.
I give it a 10 too.
Yeah, 10.
Wow.
So we got a perfect
have we done
30.
That before? Is that
I
only
feel
one
yeah, we
time?
did Stephen Marley.
Yes, we have Stephen Marley.
Okay, all right, yeah. So we all highly recommend the Michael Kiwanuka record.
Sorry, but really quick, guys.
Yes, sir.
Island, Stephen Marley, this album.
Man.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This album, I'm going to go with this one.
I think this is the better album, but I could see where somebody would choose Steve Marley just because it's a little more upbeat.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's a reggae album that's giving a bridge to urban music.
Yeah,
and it's trying to reach out to the younger crowd. So that's not even Stephen. That's not even Stephen's grassroots record. I mean, it's a great urban reggae record. So it is a different type of album than this one.
Oh, definitely.
To be fair,
I'm just pitting them against each other only because
we like them both a lot.
Well, yes, but I don't want to understate. There's a lot of albums that we've done so far that I've liked a lot.
Right.
I think these two albums are the kind of albums that these will not only sound good for years to come, but will actually mean something and stand for something in terms of.
I agree.
This is the reason why humans invented music type album.
Okay, all right. Mariano getting deep over here. All right. I like that.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what's up. Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
I agree.
I
agree.
That.
On the island, I might have to go with Stephen Marley.
You see?
Yeah. But they're both exceptional.
Yeah, there's
records.
no wrong answer there.
Yeah. This is an exceptional record. This is a 10, like I said. It'll be interesting to see where he goes next because, with today's modern music, it's so hard to be original.
Yeah.
And that's not a cop out. I mean, you can hear other people's influences. So when I hear somebody like Michael Kiwanuka make a record like this, and like I said, and taking all those different types of influences and genres and blend them together perfectly, I can't wait to see what happens next. Like I said, because of his voice is so distinct, you can't just call this album one type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if that thing is special.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that it is. It's just that you can't say, "Oh, it's this type of music."
But you see, that's the beauty. That's why I crowned this one as the best one I've heard so far.
I think you might be right, actually. Yeah.
But the reason why though is because the fact that we can't put our fingers on it. There's nothing about it that we'd be like, "Oh, well, the production was just so great. The singing was just on point." That it was just it was such good music. I
agree. And
it just allowed for that because music is what? It's just kind of that little like segue straight into your, it's like the storytelling ability that someone takes and then just kind of shoves right into you so that you feel it as if it was you. And that's what music is like, what good music's intended and supposed to be. And that's what this did that I haven't heard. I haven't heard a song pierce me like that since like Chili Peppers or since Stan by Eminem, like since some of those songs that's
pretty deep, man.
Right?
Yeah, I feel you on that. And I think this is a great album too. If you're someone who's curious about folk music and blues music, I think this is a good album to warm you up to that and to get you ready for that. But if you're someone who but you know what? Don't let me backtrack that. Folk, blues, soul, because all those things are. I mean, this has everything. This has everything in it, really.
Yeah.
Basically, with the exception of hip hop, it has everything in it. So, but I mean, it's
pretty jam packed.
Yeah. So I mean, and it just I mean, it wasn't smushed together. It was just done. It was just blended perfectly. So yeah, this is a great record. This is one of the best albums of the year. It might be the best album we've reviewed, or one of two of them. So,
I'm hoping us to do like a reunion kind of thing where during the end of the year we kind of put up all of our favorite albums and say,
I'll tell you right now, this
one's
going to be there.
This is going to be there. If we do that, this is happening. Yeah,
definitely. And this album is like an album you can listen to on the porch, with your loved one, with your grandfather, with your mom.
Normally, I try to think of this is a good scenario. Like, listen to this album when you're feeling this. This album, God, it can reach out into so many different situations where it's appropriate.
And it's like one of those albums where, okay, let me describe it this way then. This is the type of record that you listen to. What happens, people are doing everyday life, whether they're going to the supermarket, they're going to work, dropping off their kids at school. And when the album comes on, everybody just stops.
Yeah, because this album...
Everybody just stops.
That's what I meant. This album just
That's
makes...
what this album does.
I understand
makes
what you
normal
mean.
things special.
Huh? Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what this album does. Everybody just stops once it comes on. They're like, whoa, I can't stop listening to it. What is this? You know? Yeah. And that is powerful. So, yeah. So it gets a definite 10. Yeah, I'm glad everyone liked it. We wish you the best, and maybe we'll get a chance to interview you, Michael. We would like that, so to talk to you. So we're going to look into doing that, actually.
That'd be great.
Yeah, because I think you're going to be coming to town soon, actually, to the Fillmore. So,
oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, like in December or something. Ariana Grande, a great urban pop record. My only complaint is I want more. I want more because I want her to show off her voice.
I was asking you guys earlier, did you guys see the SNL with Ariana Grande in it?
No, I haven't. No.
I have, yeah.
She did this thing where she basically perfectly did singing renditions of like
Britney Spears.
Just pretty much any pop artist you think of, just any artist. And it was mind-blowing.
She killed it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised just how she's able to make her voice sound just exactly like something so distinct.
And that's what I mean when I say that.
That's why I was agreeing with you. Like I saw that SNL, and that made me just have a whole brand new respect. I already had thought a lot of her.
And
so
you said that the acapella stuff is even better.
Oh,
so
man.
I want to hear that.
The acapella has a little more of that kind of haunting effect. Like
I believe you.
Yeah.
And 'cause she can sing. This girl, she gets it in. Yeah. Yeah, she's doing it. Yeah, she
and the acapella, like
goes in.
The lack of any other sounds other than her beautiful voice, you know?
Yeah.
Something about it just delivers the right way.
Yeah, so this is a good soul pop, urban pop record. Dangerous Woman, yeah, definitely. We recommend it. So these were both great records to listen to.
agreed. Yeah.
So, yeah, we recommend them both. Ariana, yeah, Dangerous Woman is worth it. There's the regular version and the deluxe version. So, you take your pick. But yeah, and she's definitely someone I like to see live because I have the feeling that once I see her live, I'll become even more of a fan. Mm-hmm. I get that feeling.
Yeah.
So.
With that being said, that's a perfect ending. Both of these albums, check them out,
Yes.
Especially Love and Hate.
Yes.
And that wraps up our show. Yeah.
Oh, right on. So,
we did it. So
okay.
if you guys like this, you can check us out on gsmcpodcast.com, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. I mean, just pretty much anywhere. Just throw a rock. There we are. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Am I missing anything, you guys? Instagram. Oh, yeah. And also check us out on Instagram.
There it is.
Well, we promise eventually we'll put more pictures of food. So,
ouch.
Food, yeah. Well, people love pictures of food, right? That's the whole.
Oh, don't get me started on that, bro.
That's 90% of Instagram, right?
Don't get me started. No,
people's
that's
dogs.
Facebook, bro.
We'll
That's
figure it
Facebook.
out later.
People's
but until
dogs and
then,
fit chicks is 90% Instagram.
Okay, yeah. So we'll have more pictures of dogs or something. We'll figure it out. Meantime, you guys have a lovely day and.
Oh, and stick around. Our next podcast it will be the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. His album's called Any Way You Love. We Know How You Feel. And Fonte and Eric Roberson with Tigolero. So that's coming up in the next music podcast. But as Jordan was alluding to, thanks again, and we will see you somewhere out in space.
Yep, there we go. See you guys next time.